Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Some Loser Talks About, a series where we talk about miscellaneous things that people may not give a shit about, but I do, and that gives me all the reason to talk about it. So, why am I here? Well, first off, I apologize for not having a video on Saturday. Really, the only reason that is because I legit had nothing to talk about. There's literally nothing worthwhile to talk about. You might be wondering, well, Ephraim, why don't you talk about actual worthwhile things? But like, that's boring, That's not the shit I do. I usually talk about like life stories or random shit at school. I don't comment on real world things, unless, well, I make pretty minor, not minor, but I make oddly specific exceptions to that. Like the whole hashtag his name is Alex thing. That just spoke personally to me, so I kind of felt obligated to make a video on that. Besides that though, you wouldn't see me making a video on like the Black Lives Matter movement and how wishy-washy it can be at times. Or really anything, because mainly I just don't really give a shit about it, and like I probably dislike it to some degree, where it'll just garner unnecessary hate. So with that being said, I apologize, but I did actually find something to talk about because it was such a weird occurrence, and I had to make a video about it. Considering just how weird and out there it was a dream, basically. It was like a really weird dream, but it wasn't like any other dream. Like this dream felt somewhat connected to the real world. I feel like it's predicting the future. Like some of my dreams have kind of predicted the future in the past, but this one was especially different. You know those dreams, or I guess, how people kind of wake up and they're like, when I woke up, I had this one single thought in my head. That was me. Okay, I woke up and I had something in my head, and it was an address. Because, let's just hop into the dream. We'll see why an address pops into my mind. So basically, the dream is actually split up into like 3 smaller dreams, but they kind of all intertwine with each other. Totally 3 weird storylines that you wouldn't think would intertwine, do intertwine. So, I guess you could really just say it was 2, but I'm gonna say it's 3. So basically, the first part I actually remember nothing about. It was like this weird religious ceremony that I just could not recognize. I remember there was like some weird religious official or seniority that was there officiating the shit. I don't know what it was, but I just remember there's like this weird like light. It was like this weird baton with like a light at the end of it. I remember that much. It was like hanging on the wall or some shit. And then I remember leaving the room because I remember like one of my brothers like slapped the leg of the guy for some reason. I forget why, but I remember we were just leaving the church because it was like in a church. So we exit the church and we transition into the next scene of my fever dream. And there's 2 goats outside the church. Like they're kind of like in the parking lot. You know how like some parking lots, like there's a parking lot and then there's kind of just like grass. Like there's like parking lot, then like cement, like a cement border, and then there's just kind of like grass or whatever. So there's grass, and then there's just goats standing there, like a few feet away, like a few feet, maybe like a few yards away from us. So they didn't mind their own business, but even then, like it was still like a city setting. Like there's still like buildings around, there's still like cars driving around. So it was weird for there to be goats there, but like they weren't really bothering us. So then, for whatever reason, my dad charges towards those goats, and that presumably scares them away. So I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, I started laughing and shit. I mean, it was whatever. But then they came back, and I feel like they came back with more. Maybe it was still just two. I remember they just started chasing other people. I don't know if they even chased my dad, but I just remember they were chasing other people across the parking lot. And suddenly, it wasn't just my family there. It's like random people from like some of my classes at school. So they were just all running around in the parking lot. And eventually, I found my place. I found the car I was supposed to go home in. Somehow. And I remember I was trying to run, and like I just started off so slow because in my dreams I just had to be nerfed down to like the bare minimum. So I just had to build up my acceleration. It was other shit. But anyway, I managed to find my car. It was like this group of people that were like taking me home. They were like around my age, I think. I don't even know. There's only like one person that stood out, and like this is one chick who was like in like one of my classes last year. It's like in two of my classes this year. And like she's cute, I will admit. She's like kind of cute, not gonna lie. But like she has a boyfriend, or last time I checked, she has a boyfriend. So it was kind of, what happens next was kind of weird because I don't know what the conversation was, but basically I'm gonna try to explain it the best I can, because I think either other people in the car were talking about it, or something arose about virginity, and like she turns to me and is like, "Yo, are you still a virgin?" And I'm like, "Me? I mean, yeah." And she's like, "I wouldn't mind taking your virginity," and I'm like, "Dead ass?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then she gives me her address, and that is the address that stuck with me when I woke up. I literally wrote it down because I feel like it has that much meaning that I have to write it down. So but like the rest of the like car trip home, or at least I think it was home, I don't even know, we're kind of like, you know how couples kind of do that weird hand thing where like they don't exactly hold hands, but they kind of play with each other's thumbs because they're not nervous. We started doing that, and I think we did that for like the rest of the trip. And the road itself was kind of weird. Like there's like, you know, roads kind of have like 2 lanes or whatever, like on a highway, maybe like 3 lanes, I don't know. But there's like, I want to say like 6 or 7 lanes, and there's this one lane on the very far right that just went, it was like just very steeply, went very steeply down, and that was scary. And some roads are kind of just built like stairs, which I still can't process any of the logistics of it. But I finally got home, and basically like the girl said to me, "Okay, just come on, you can show up to my house, we can like study or whatever, you know, and then we can like, you know, do it." So I was like, "I bet." So I finally arrive home. I go, in my dream, I go to text her because I apparently forget the address. So I go over to text her so I can get the address, then run back upstairs, tell my parents, "Hey, my friend wants to meet up, here's her address." And then when I'm trying to text her, I'm like, I get that realization that, oh shit, am I dreaming? Oh god, I think I'm dreaming. Then I wake up and I was like, oh shit, I was dreaming. So the one thing I got out of that was her address. Well, it wasn't her address, it was an address. So I looked it up, and it's technically not an address. It's kind of like part of an address. Because it was like, I don't want to say the address like here, only because it's like privacy things, but it was like, it's like something rock. It was like something rock drive instead of just something drive. I remember it was a number, it was the house number, and then something, then drive. So I obviously looked up, and I got something like something rock drive and something lane. That was like the closest street to my house. Or at least close to where I live, I suppose. I guess those are the same thing, but. And, yeah, that's basically the end of that. It's a very short video, but, I really just wanted to get that out there because, like, it's just a weird dream, and I just wanted to like, I don't know. It seemed like, I don't know, maybe you got some entertainment out of it or something. But a bit of a short video doesn't really need to be that long. So I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about my dreams more often if you're that batshit crazy. Maybe some of y'all can help me decipher why this dream was the way it was. But that's gonna be the end of some Leisure Talks About. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Preferably a comment that will help me try to decipher the meaning of this dream. But that's gonna do it for today. Remember, love yourself, love each other, get better every day. I'm Ephraim, and maybe I will see you next time. Peace.